Hey, what's up guys? Alright, I'm doing this video because I got a request from a viewer, and he wanted to know about batteries for your kayak. Alright, it's like for just running your auxiliary stuff or for running your Lowrance or your fish finder or whatever. If you're gonna run one of these, you gotta have one of these. So I figured I would do this video, talk to you a little bit about my experiences with this stuff. All right, as you can see, this is not on my kayak. One, because I really don't use it a lot. Two, because currently my wiring system in my kayak is complete junk, because after a year and a half or 2 years of getting rolled over and dumped and water getting in your kayak and just fishing hard, the wires that I ran to run this are complete junk. So I got to replace that, and that was my goal kind of for today or this week or whenever I get around to it. But that being said, I wanted to talk to you about these batteries. Alright, as you can see, this is the one that I'm using right now that is probably complete junk now because they don't last very long. This is right now. This was about 6 months ago. As you can see, broke off. And this one was like 5 batteries ago, and this was my first one. Alright, this is just an old wild game battery I got for my deer feeders. I was actually in the deer feeder section. I had a smaller one, and then I just grabbed this one to try out running my fish finders on it. And this is a 9 amp hour. Okay, it'll last a long time. I mean, it lasts quite a few trips. It depends on how much you use your stuff and what kind of settings you have going on your fish finder. If you're running downscan and sonar, it'll run down a lot faster, and if you've got the screen bright, it'll run down a lot faster than if you got the screen down, like real dim. Okay, so this is the one I got now, the 7 amp hour, because they didn't have the bigger one, and because the bigger one was more, so this one was kind of in the middle. And this one will operate my fish finder probably 3 outings running all the time, and it'll probably operate your LED lights too. It's really hard to judge how long a battery lasts because one, over time they don't charge as well as they did when they were new. But the 7 amp hour for just running my fish finder works well. I don't really put my kayak lights on my battery because one, a lesson I learned real quick was that if you are banking on everything running off one battery, odds are when you get out there and the battery goes dead, your kayak day is over if you're fishing at night. So I like to have my lights running on one battery and my my fish finder on another battery. Okay, so I usually just use headlamps and things that'll run off AAA batteries for my lights with LEDs, and works fine. And then I run my fish finder on one of these batteries. Okay, so be sure you get a good battery. I got mine from Battery Source. I think that's what this place is called. Battery Source. They're okay. They're not going to last very long. These things are like 30 or 40 bucks. I've yet to have one last probably 6 months, and then they die, or really the posts break off of them, etc., etc., etc. And it just is what it is. Usually they break before they die, but as you can see with this one broke because I had it in my kayak and I didn't have a battery box for it, still don't, and I just kind of like zip tie it to the post, the sail mask in my Hobie, and keeps it from bouncing around. And what happened was I rolled my kayak over and the wires pulled on it and popped the stud off, and you can't fix that. Well, you probably could, but it's beyond my repair, so I had to chunk this one. And then so as you can see here, I have it to where if it flips again, it can't physically like pull the post because of the zip tie on it. And then I tied this to my sail mask and it works. But yeah, I'm real hard on gear. But anyways, yeah, if you got any questions, these, shoot them to me. They they work well for what they're supposed to do, and like I said, I don't use my Lawrence anymore because I've memorized all my fishing spots, kinda, and I don't really branch out too much, and I don't tournament fish really much anymore. So like that tournament I fished in this year that came in second place, I didn't even have my fish finder. I just knew where to fish. But yeah, so if you got any questions, shoot them to me. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow me on Facebook and on Instagram at Yak Motley. And I'll see you next time. Later.